This is 13 News Now.
Cloudy and cool. We're covering the NBA, but it feels like the beginning of the football season right now.
It's almost cold out there, so we're wondering how long this is going to stick around, Evan, and what's happening tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely going to stick around for at least another day, the cool temperatures. And if you have evening plans, there is a little bit of mist and drizzle out there, some steadier rain down along the southern outer banks of North Carolina, and that will really be the case as we head into the day tomorrow as well. Very similar to what we're looking at around Hampton Roads today. Again, we've got the cloudy skies. We've had those winds at the surface coming in out of the northeast, coming off the water, and that has brought in those cooler temperatures. The high for the day will actually go into record book at 73 degrees. That's what it was at midnight. We were in the 60s through much of the afternoon. We talked yesterday how there were two areas of low pressure, one to the north and one to the south, that were really going to put the squeeze on us. You might be able to see that one spinning right around there, just off the southern panhandle of Florida. And eventually that low will cross over Florida and work its way off towards the north and east, just once again clipping the outer banks of North Carolina. We could see a shower or two here, but certainly the better chances for rain will be the farther south you live, and especially down along the OBX. As I mentioned, cloudy skies out there today. Yesterday, we had a high temperature that got up to 79 degrees. Again, midnight temperature was 73. That'll be the official high, but through much of the afternoon, we were sitting around 65 degrees. But as we head through the weekend, temperatures really start to warm up. By Sunday, we're talking highs the low 90s, and that'll be a pretty long stretch of 90-plus degree days coming up as we head into next week. And I'll have details on that and the rest of the forecast in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Evan.
All right, a bizarre case here in Hampton Road. Several stray dogs were found over the weekend.
They are being cared for now, but it's how those dogs got there that is leaving a lot of people with a pit in their stomach. Our Jacqueline Lee has the story.
Well, Regina and Janet, I spoke with a dog owner that feels incredibly guilty. She says that she may have unknowingly put her dog into a dangerous situation. Now you're looking at Chris Dillon and her dog Jake. And Jake isn't doing too well. He has worms and multiple cancer lesions. Dillon tells me a year ago, Jake was the picture of perfect health. She said she had given him up because she went through a divorce and her dog Jake had behavioral issues. So she surrendered him to a rescue. She says the rescue assured her that her dog would be taken care of for the rest of his life. But about a year later, which was this past Saturday, Dillon said she got a call from a Norfolk animal shelter that Jake, as well as 9 other dogs, were found on an abandoned property.
I was crying my eyes out. He's so emaciated. He's got no muscle tone. He's just bone. I mean, he looks like he's smaller than he was when he was 2 years old, when he was a puppy when I got him. And now, to have no body mass and to have lesions all over him, this is neglect. This is severe neglect. No one does this to a dog.
We have confirmed that a Norfolk animal shelter received 10 dogs this past weekend from Animal Control. However, Animal Control has not returned our calls to answer questions about how they found the dogs and who was responsible for their care. Jacqueline Lee, 13 News Now.
The search is over for a convicted sex offender on the run. Norfolk police put out a warrant for the arrest of Daniel Nickerson. He was taken into custody last night in San Francisco. A warrant was issued for his arrest in June 2014 after he failed to show up for a hearing on charges of aggravated sexual battery and indecent liberties with a minor. Earlier this year, someone told police that Nickerson was probably homeless in San Francisco. He was arrested outside a homeless shelter there.
A student at Renaissance Academy in Virginia Beach left outside in the pouring rain for hours, all because he was wearing a cross necklace. This wasn't just any necklace. It held the ashes of his stepfather. Now, that's what the teen's mother said happened last Tuesday. And now she's demanding answers from the school. She talked only to our Jimmy Lee, and Jimmy joins us live with the latest.
Hey, Janet, obviously this mother is very upset about how this situation was handled. She says she's not mad that her son was disciplined, but the manner in which he was disciplined was absolutely inhumane. She understands that CSEP's policy is that students do not wear jewelry to school, but she says under no circumstance should any student be left outside in the pouring rain all by themselves. Now, this necklace does have sentimental value to him. It is a cross necklace that does hold the ashes of his stepfather who passed passed away last year. They both were very, very close. This necklace means a lot to him. He didn't want to take it off. He says he doesn't trust anybody with this necklace. So he says that school officials told him that he could not come into the building unless he took this necklace off. And what infuriated his mother even more, she says that the school did not contact her to let her know that her son was standing out in the rain until 4 hours into the school day. And she wants the school to review its policies and procedures so that this doesn't happen to someone else's child.
If I had known sooner, I could have saved him, and that wouldn't give me that helpless feeling like I'm a parent and I'm supposed to take care of my kid, but I wasn't there to save him or protect him from someone treating him like this. It just seemed very inhumane to me. And if I had locked my child out of the house in the rain with nothing to eat and didn't let him in, CPS would be all over me.
Now, she says school officials eventually apologized and said the situation was mishandled, but she says that's not enough. She wants someone to be reprimanded. She wants the school to retrain their staff, again, to go over the disciplinary procedure so that, again, this doesn't happen ever again. I did talk to a school officials who said that they could not comment on any specific incident, but he did tell me that it is not the school's policy that any student be left outside. Live in Norfolk, I'm Jemmy Lee, 13 News Now.
Search and rescue teams are looking for a sailor who fell overboard yesterday afternoon. Officials say it happened around 3 p.m. when the Norfolk-based USS Normandy cruised 90 miles off the coast of North Carolina for training. Navy ships and aircraft are helping the crew of the Normandy with the search. The missing sailor's family has been notified. We will update you as we learn more about this case. A teenager's body was found on the Outer Banks. Coast Guard officials say the body belongs to the boogie boarder who went missing just a day ago. The National Park Service found the body at Frisco Beach early this morning. The 17-year-old was from Thailand. Fire crews in James City County say a candle is to blame for a house fire this morning. It happened in the Berkeley's Garden neighborhood. Officials say no injuries were reported, but the home was damaged by the flames and smoke.
Right now, a swim advisory is in effect for Cape Charlestown Beach. Testing from the health department found bacteria in the water was above state standards, and signs are up at the beach warning people to stay out of the water, and the beach will reopen once bacteria levels are lower after they do some more testing. A Hampton Roads restaurant will make its debut on the Food Network. The Dirty Buffalo on Colley Avenue in Norfolk will be on Guy Fieri's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. The restaurant is known for its wings, and you can catch the Dirty Buffalo this Friday night at 9 o'clock. The episode is titled From Spicy to Icy. Guy Fieri visited Norfolk earlier this year for the opening of Guy Fieri's Smokehouse in the Waterside District.
Well, Harbor Fest is getting closer and closer. The largest and longest running free maritime festival in the country will happen on the waterfront in Norfolk on Friday. The festival kicks off with a parade of sail. 13 News Now is a proud sponsor of the parade of sail. You can catch it right here live on 13 News Now at noon on Friday.
If you're planning on going to Harbor Fest this weekend, we have some important information about parking. You know, downtown is going to be packed, so where should you park? We reached out to city officials. They say all garages will be open. It will cost $5 to use them, and only cash will be accepted. The exceptions are the MacArthur Center garages. If you don't want to drive, City Hall, MacArthur Square, and Monticello light rail stops can drop you off close to the festival. HRT is also adding more ferries between Norfolk and Portsmouth.
We are just